us needs to grow in grace and in the knowledge of Jesus Christ. We're entering into this Christmas time of Christ celebration. Now for the believer, we celebrate Christ every day. Amen? But you've got to look at it this one time of year, the whole world is celebrating Jesus Christ. The whole world is giving glory to Jesus Christ. And you have this open door of opportunity. I know that, how many of you read the newspaper article that I wrote about the defense of Christmas and those things? I was amazed how many people read that. I was having people stop me, thank you so much. I always had these questions. Because we hear so many little slight and so many little things. And years ago, I started looking into it because I was listening to a minister, and I've even said things like myself. He said, well, the shepherd weren't in the field in December, so that's not when he was born. And I started looking these things up and trying to find it. There's no real basis for that. The reason why we have December 25th was because a lot of church fathers actually counted back from established dates and times we did know, such as the cross, such as whenever the blood moon, such as whenever the earthquake happened, and hundreds of people wrote down dates and times. And then they counted back the years to where they finally came up with that date, but it's not about the date. It's about these early Christians went around and took over the known world for Jesus Christ. Amen. That's what it's about. And whenever they went into a culture and they brought Jesus Christ to those people, and they said, no, we are going to celebrate on this day. We're not just going to talk about good things. We're not going to talk about harvest. We're not going to talk about whatever it is you think we're going to talk about. We are going to talk about the entrance into the world of salvation. We're going to talk about the birth of Jesus Christ. Amen. So whenever people try to point to pagan roots and things like that, what you really should be looking at is whenever you celebrate any holiday, any holy day that glorifies Jesus Christ, if there was some pagan thing on that day, you don't even know what it is right now. Because of the supremacy of Christ. That's why. And people can scoff at that now and say, well, I wouldn't have done it that way. Well, I promise you, those people are having problems even reaching their neighbors with the gospel. And now they're going to mock and scoff at somebody who took over whole nations with the gospel. I'm telling you, there is a reality to Jesus Christ that right now the whole world is looking to this babe in the manger. But what you and I know is he didn't stay a baby. He didn't stay a baby. What you and I know is he came born of a virgin, that he lived a sinless life, that he died for the sins of the world, that he rose again victoriously, that he ascended to the right hand of the Father, and he sent his Spirit to live inside of us. That's what we know. And whenever we say we are having a Christ celebration, that's what we're talking about. Because you cannot stay faithful to the message of Christmas. You cannot stay faithful to the message unless you take it out into his mission. A lot of people will acknowledge Jesus was a real man, that he was born, that he was a historical figure. That's not good enough. If you look into his message that he came to save, he came to save us. You look into his message, his mission, that he came to destroy the works of the devil. You look into his message that he came to establish his church, his body in the earth. He is the head, we are the body. You look at that fact that he came, and whenever he lived and when he died, he said, my goal is that the Spirit comes, lives inside of you. And now the Spirit of Christ dwells in you. And now you can boldly say, Christ in me. Christ in me is the hope of glory. Amen.